Do you hear that? Would you lend me some coins, please? The In All Honesty podcast needs you to continue running. I will deeply appreciate support from you. You can send monetary contributions to my Mpesa +254 728 171 059 via PayPal at OLAVEORAWO. That is OLAVEORAWO. You can support the podcast indirectly by buying merchandise and services I offer listed on my WhatsApp catalog. My WhatsApp number is +254 728 171 059. Did you think I'd forget? Advertise with the In All Honesty podcast. Hit me up to talk about it. You can do that via WhatsApp +254 728 171 059 or via email OLAVEORAWO@gmail.com, or you can also DM me on socials at OLAVEORAWO. You know, the hand that gives will receive an episode every week. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm in what was once a dream. So if I do some quick math, the future equals a dream come true. Since 1992, In All Honesty, a podcast by OLAVEORAWO. Hello, welcome to another episode of the In All Honesty podcast. My fabulous name is OLAVEORAWO, and we are recording at Trio Media Studios at Lavington Mall. And as you can see with me in studio are guests that I got, authors. Me, I know them as authors, very good authors, Belinda Mbanacho, Kito Chenedoa, and the only book I've read from Mbanacho is The Honorables. Belinda Mbanacho in the building. Okay, I'll give you a chance to now introduce yourselves as you are.
Okay, I'm Mbanacho, an author and a teacher, and I do a lot of other things that I prefer to keep under wraps because I don't want to be taxed. So I do write. I do write. I mean, they want to know what I do,
Okay,
so they want to get the tax. So this is one of my books. This is another. The title is actually My Story, and then a lot more other books. So that's what author. I do. So I'm an author and a teacher.
Okay.
Thank you.
Renowned podcaster and author.
The best podcaster in the country.
True.
Apart from Olive here. Hi, my name is Belinda Mbanacho. I am an author. I have 3 books to my name. Okay, 4. And the 5th one is coming very soon. I'm also a podcaster with the podcast with no name.
Yeah.
And Chapo lover. I do love Chapo. I'm always making them at midnight. I love many other things, but for now, I think those are the ones which are important.
Yes, we agree.
Yes.
Thank you guys for coming. It's my very first time having guests in studio. It's an honor to have you.
Mm-hmm. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And now, we were discussing scarcity trauma. So that's the episode we have today. And basically, scarcity trauma, or what I call poverty trauma, is when you had limited access to something at some point, and now it has affected how you relate to that thing in the future. So I had responses. As usual, I get responses from people. I post this to the public, usually on my socials. Maybe it will be on Tuesdays from now on. I don't know, guys, but just wait. It will come. So some of the responses I got, I want to read out some of them.
Okay.
And then you just give your commentaries as you feel in real time.
All right.
So the first one here was a bit long. This person says, mine is long, so I'll DM. It wasn't that long, but yeah. I never knew it was poverty trauma, but thank God for the internet. I second guess everything I am buying, even if it is essential. Just the thought that money is leaving my Mpesa or pocket makes me return things to the shelf in a supermarket. I need a pen. I'll walk to the supermarket, pick the pen, then think to myself, yani 25 shillings zangu zimeenda hivi. Ati imagine I'll not buy that pen. I'd rather find an old alternative that is not even writing. Spending money on me pains me. I don't understand. I don't understand, and I don't know how to let go of this notion that my money is running out. Do you feel you have any insight to, like, can you advise them? We can start with Mbanacho.
So first, I think I'll start by saying I'm not a financial expert. I also have so many money problems. So I don't want you to take my word for it and then make bad decisions and then come to blame me. Yeah, but I think I understand where the person is coming from. However, I think it's important to understand that money is there to serve you and your needs. Yeah. So if you're making money and you're not using that money to solve your problems, then perhaps you should stop making money. I don't know. So I think it's important, as long as if it's a basic need, make sure that you work, earn, and then spend that money on yourself first before you start spending it on others, right? So take care of your needs with your money. Don't feel as if you're wasting money. Don't feel like you're never going to make any more money if you spend whatever it is that you have. As long as it's something that you really, really need, just spend your money.
Spend your money.
Yes.
Spend your money again.
Spend your money. I mean, well, I always feel a bit hurt when I have to use my money to make my hair. I mean, it's my hair. I don't like using my money to make my hair.
Yeah.
A reason being, hair is expensive, guys. Hair is really expensive. Number two, it also stems from how we are cultured to use money for needs and not wants.
Yeah.
So if we have needs are like food, shelter, clothing, and for some people, when it comes to a part where they want something, then just something that is not even necessarily important to them or to their children or whoever they're buying it for, it becomes a bit difficult to try to convince themselves that this money that I'm spending is not necessarily going to waste. So according to some people, when they're spending money on a want, then it's a waste of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And who made this list of basics?
Because
nails are in my basics.
Because again, what happens is as you move through the ladders of life financially, you realize that some things that were maybe wants previously are now actually needs. Because when I look at it, for example, a lot of people tend to imagine that owning a car is something.
It's a luxury.
Yeah, it's a luxury. But looking at Nairobi, looking at the comfort of cars, looking at how much it will save you, how much it can make you.
Yes.
Sometimes it becomes a want. It's no longer
a need.
It becomes a need.
It's no longer a want. It's no longer something that is luxurious. It's something that's now a very key, kind of thing to own when it comes to how you want to operate through the week, how you want to make money, whether you want to get somewhere on time. And as you grow older, you realize time is actually money.
Yeah.
That's what they say that people keep talking about. Like,
time is money.
No, time is literally
generally money.
Right now, for me, time is money.
It's money.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I remember there's Ivy Africa. What was it? Just Ivy. I remember there's one thing she said that stuck with me. She said, you need to let go. You need to have an open palm policy with your money. Money that goes leaves space for money to come. So if you've clutched on to money, you cannot hold
you cannot hold on. Yeah.
So me, I would say, funga macho, go to the supermarket, pick the pen.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, if there's things that have made me survive in this life, is did you die?
Did you die when you left?
December last year, we didn't have money. Did we die? We are here now. I mean, buy those things. Anyway, I'll go through some of the responses that come now directly from the prompt. These are very, very short ones.
Okay.
So real time, again, just give me your real time feedback. So the question was, let me just get it out. Sorry. What behaviors do you have or consider to be scarcity or poverty trauma. So it could be behaviors you have, or it could be behaviors that you've seen other people do that you think is scarcity. Haya, the first one. When people say kununua nguo kwa duka instead of mitumba ni kuharibu.
Oh, by the way, I'm wearing a Montaigne jacket, and find out how much of Montaigne jacket. We are sorry. And I'm wearing this. This one cost me about just 200. So just
balance it out. Balance it out. And I get caught and go to Vivo.
I think
balance it out, and the things you buy. At some point, I used to buy the shoes that go for 600 on the streets of Nairobi. They're always 600.
Yeah.
Whichever time of the year. It doesn't matter. It's always 600. Okay, yeah. To be honest, I still have a pair. I'm not saying I used to.
Yeah.
I still have a pair. Mm-hmm. But the thing I noticed with these kinds of shoes were, after a few months, you'll need to replace them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to buy shoes at maybe 8,000 shillings. You're buying pretty much something that will take you so many years to, something like the Clarks kind of shoes.
Yeah, yes.
They're very expensive, but they will take you years to replace. Mm-hmm. So the thing about money and buying cheap stuff is that sometimes you're just thinking in the moment.
Yes.
But if you think long term, maybe what you're spending money on is not a waste of it.
True.
Right?
It's true. Yeah, no. I think it can be a waste of money if you're buying a brand new stuff that's ugly as fuck, So it's not, like it's not entirely wrong. But if the only reason you're not buying a new stuff it's because you think it's a waste of money, then that's the wrong mentality. That's the wrong mentality to have, because at the end of the day, quality matters. So if you're going to get a quality stuff, a brand new stuff from the shop or whatever, you should go for it. And if you can afford it, that is, you should go for it. If you get a quality stuff from Tumba or anything, you go for it, So I think quality should determine whether you're going to buy something or not. As long as you can afford it, now the next thing you can consider is, am I getting the quality stuff here, or will I get it a better stuff over there? So that's what should guide you.
So I think the people being called out here are those people for, you've got
No, I know.
I get for you with 500.
No,
those people.
I know. So such people, like I know someone. It doesn't matter. You'll know how much. They'll still tell you could have gotten it for cheaper. How much is this couch? This couch, I bought it at 30 G's. 30 G's. Oli gongo. Actually, that's the word. Oli gongo. Hii ikienda sana 9,000. Na hiyo hata huyo bado amekugonga, but it's better.
Maybe they want to make a couch.
Yeah.
Some carpenter to make the couch. Then they're like, okay, how about if I buy the material? Just let people do their job.
Me, I'm usually so willing to pay for service. I'm just like, why am I going to Gikomba to shop for the fabric?
For the fabric.
I go shop for the wood. I go shop for the nails.
Why then are you giving us this? Why don't you just let the
I'm not gonna lie, I've done that before. I feel like, listen. But my reasons.
No, that is not scarcity. There are people who like
my reason is different. Is that I never really trust people, especially when it comes to material, to get me exactly what I want. When you send, like, I once made a table. That's why I learned my lessons. I went with a photo to a fundi. I'm like, this is what I want. Nini, tengeneza this thing for me. How much is it? Akanambia, this is the material, everything. So I pay deposit, come back after 3 or 4 days. It was supposed to be a very simple table. Like, in my head, I could actually tengeneza this thing. It's only that I don't have the tools. So, I pay this guy. And I go. I come back. I saw a table. I start telling myself, that cannot be my table. Like, this cannot be the table that I paid for. You know how I'm praying? There's another table somewhere that now nitaambiwa, this is your table. Likafika, hadi naipita hivi. Nikimuuliza, hiyo table by the way yako wapi? Hii iko hapo. Hadi ni rangi. Because I didn't know there would be rangi anywhere on this wood, because the wood we are chosen, it doesn't need to be painted or whatever. I can be, that is the table. And I'm looking at that table. I almost cried, by the way. I'm like, yo, it does not even, number one, the design doesn't match what I showed you. The material that you've used, I really don't, do you really expect me to eat food from this table? The way it looks, Let me tell you, the next day I was in Gikomba looking for wood. I was like, I want a wood.
You want your own wood?
I want to, because now I had to go buy whatever I wanted and then bring it. Remember, now just store whatever you had fixed here, replace it with this, and then these legs do like this, do like that, So sometimes, if it's because you want, like, at the end of the day, to have exactly what it is that you want, but not necessarily for saving, because you're still spending. If anything, I ended up spending more because I had to pay for what we had agreed on, and still have to spend more to buy, to get the logistics. So most, if it's come to fundis, if you send them a photo like your color, it's, let's say it's blue or something, the shade, then they just get the first blue they see.
And it all looks
the same. So if it's for that, but it's not really for because for saving, because you keep the sabus hassle, leaving your house, going wherever. Alternatively, just walk into these like I love, let's say if you go to, let's say, like a place like Dr. Mattress, because nowadays they have furniture. What you see is what you get. That's what I like about these places. I want this couch, they'll deliver after 5 days, but you'll get that exactly what you saw. Pale.
That became my solution. I don't make anything at a fundi. I just buy ready-made. If I don't see a design I like, I'll just never have that thing. Like, I've never had a coffee table to eat, because the one I want is in America.
If it's in America, I'll somewhere.
You tell me.
They do a good job, but I'll try it out. But anyway, the last time I bought a coffee table, I just walked along Gong Road and I saw a table. I didn't want
it was already made.
Exactly. And I told them, this is what I want, this is what I'm going with. Because I was going to pick a couch and I saw the table right there and I took it. But the back and forth with fundis, that's tough.
Fundis is tough.
That needs you to have money and very huge emotional.
And you need to micromanage them. I don't like how you're hitting that nail. I don't really, which will piss them off.
It's not on the head.
It's not on the head. Like, it's just something about how you're holding that hammer that's giving me some remind. That doesn't sit well with me. Then you end up pissing them off. So it's better just to go get whatever it is. Ready-made stuff, get it, you go home.
Ready-made stuff.
Yeah.
Make things because they make sense to you, not because you are saving.
Yeah, exactly.
In the long run, you use more money.
No, you lose more.
Okay, that was just the first one. We have like 23 more to go. Spending, Jesus, giving myself everything I couldn't have before, and it feels nice, actually.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's
lovely.
Yeah.
Let me can I have my background as a person?
Yeah.
Yes.
When it comes to money. So I grew up, I wouldn't term myself poor. But once I left my place, my house, I realized I was poor. Like, poverty is beautiful.
It didn't seem like
it. It seemed like I was poor. I mean, I could get breakfast.
Yeah.
I could take bread and tea.
I think because our fees was paid and you never lacked clothes on your back.
You just paid.
We are not poor.
You are picked up by a bus. You get to school. You have, you have your break time snacks. You have your lunch. It's out there for you. And you imagine, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then you get out and you realize, oh my God, I am poor.
Tunateseka.
So while on this podcast, the thing that's going to come out very clearly is that maybe I don't have a worship story.
Yeah.
I'm not a worship kind of
person.
poverty.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
it was
poverty. It's still poverty all the same.
So the first thing I noticed is, we could have breakfast, but there wasn't so much extras like snacks. You know how people come from work, the parents come from work and they branch into Naivas and, let me buy snacks for my baby or something. We didn't have that.
Did you grow up in a big family? Because that happens.
My
in big
family
families.
is small. We have 4 children. I'm the first.
Okay.
My parents both were working.
That's a big family still.
Oh, that's huge.
4.
Like
4 kids.
Today, if you have a huge
Funny, how many are you guys?
As we are 5. I consider us a big family.
Sasa mine, it's a community.
Well, how many are in your community?
We are 9 kids.
What? So you snacks
9 kids. No, what is snacks? If you just dare say it's not, leave alone utakuwa excommunicated from that house.
So you realize, and then we don't have a television. So for me, that was really important.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I went back home, and my mom was just sitting. You see, like people, like
She was comfortable.
she was comfortable. In my head, I'm like, why is this?
Why is she not moved by the poverty in this house?
So the thing that brought me there was she had, you know how your stomach bulges when you're sick.
Yeah.
I'm coming from boarding school.
Yeah.
I was in boarding school. I went to boarding school at the age of 10.
Yeah.
And so schools are closed and I'm back home and my mom is sitting there. I'm like, she looks pregnant. And my mind is, why does she keep giving birth? We don't have to eat.
She needs to get her priorities right.
And for real, I had a very moody evening.
Yeah.
Only to realize my mom was just fat. Which I said, she's not pregnant again.
You were just like,
And so
we can't afford another child.
luckily she never got pregnant ever. But from that very young age, I was still in grade 4. And I'm already realizing like, no,
you
can't keep, you can't keep getting pregnant.
There's not enough
There's
go
not enough
around.
for us.
Yeah.
As I am, we don't have a television. We can't afford to have things like, the balls, the soccer balls for the children.
Like
toys.
yeah,
We
toys.
have to
Snacks.
make them with ropes and paper bags and all that. I didn't like that.
Hey, you
idea
hated
at all.
Papa. That wallet flap.
And then at some point it's like we eat from Monday to Friday. We have this mboga ugali.
Yeah.
My mom would have nyama, would have fish. I mean, in a normal situation,
Yes.
that's really healthy food.
Yeah.
By the way, whatever we are eating right now, it's not
It's
very
not.
healthy.
Yes.
But in a normal situation, we are having these meals, and then over the weekend we have rice and beans. I loved rice and beans. Today, if you give me rice and beans, I'm just going to tell you, I can't take it. It was the aha moment of the week for me. And then I ate rice and beans. I loved rice and beans. I loved bread. In my adulthood, I don't. Even the idea of bread gets me a bit uncomfortable. Like, I come to you, visit you, and you give me bread.
Why would you give people bread?
Bread is like a mattress. Why would you give anybody bread? Why would you give anybody rice and beans?
What do you guys give people? I'm curious. What do you guys give people?
Why on earth would you give me?
I give you a whole super loaf. So like,
Do you know the price of bread?
I know.
The price of bread is very expensive. I still buy bread, but I don't. I actually buy bread when I'm living with someone.
Okay.
Buy bread if I'm alone. I'd rather just go without breakfast than have bread. I mean, guys, bread is not
I get
food.
it. There's bread, githeri, there's
Githeri.
struggle meals that people have, rice and beans.
Apparently, I love githeri. Do you know why I love githeri? It would be at a Sumbi Girls. I went to Sumbi Girls. It would be boga ugali, then githeri, which I really loved because it was the only meal I would take with tea, and it was easier for me to like it than like any other meal. Because again, githeri, it doesn't matter how you cook it. It's rice and beans. It would always taste just the way it should. You know? Yeah. So then I'm grown. Then I get off my village. Then I realize there's pizza, there is sodas, there's biscuits, there's wafers, there's all the things, all the unhealthy snacks that anybody could ever access. Oh, I started eating. I love it. The beauty of my body is I don't get any fatter than this. This is it from when I became an adult.
Yeah.
Right now I feel like an adult. Okay, I'm trying. So I'm grown.
Yes.
And I realized I need all the foods that I didn't have as a child.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to eat things like fries. I'm trying to eat things like chicken, the one that you just deep fry, very unhealthy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat things like wafers, biscuits, sodas. I love them, and for a long time, that to me felt like I was finally out of poverty.
That was the life.
But that's not it. And so right now I'm struggling to figure out, okay, I really need omena in my meal. I really need chicken. I really need beef. I need the healthy things, you know, the very healthy ones. Now, my brother does not eat kunde. He says it is the meal that he ate most when he was in Uganda. He's never eating it again. Now, I don't eat at all pumpkins. That is the meal. Pumpkins and the leaves.
The pumpkin leaves.
Mchicha.
No.
Is it mchicha?
No, mchicha is different. Mchicha is amaranth.
Yeah.
Pumpkin leaves is very different. It's the one that has some spikes.
Pumpkins are malenge, right?
Malenge.
Yeah.
So the leaves.
It tastes nice. See, the mboga is nice.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter if
it
it's
is.
nice. Well, what does it give me?
The taste isn't the problem.
Poverty vibes. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like sukuma wiki. Mom loves sukuma wiki. I don't like sukuma wiki. You see, sukuma wiki is very nutritious when it comes to iron. And I don't like sukuma wiki. I don't like bread. I don't like... But right now, I have to go back there because then my health, for some weird reason, I got high blood pressure. I got...
And to some weird reason. You know the exact reason.
No, but you see, again, it was aggravated by my mental state at that time.
Okay.
But the other thing is the meals. You realize that you have high blood pressure because a few things are missing in your body
diet,
as well. And so I have to go back to exactly what my mom fed me to work on that because the body knows. The body knows. It's
The body
different
knows.
The
now.
body knows.
Yes. So you
And
have
we
to
were
go
raised
back
on a really healthy diet.
very healthy.
Because I keep on telling people, I think my body is the way it is because it will take years to undo that living outside Nairobi. You are eating fresh organic food daily. During your free time, you're snacking on a fruit back at home. But now it would take so many years of eating pizza and chips and for me to undo
all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm really lucky. For people who grew up in Mashinani, you guys are lucky. Nairobians are out here struggling with backaches and knee aches at the age of 24. Guys, and they are setting standards.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go through the rest. These were a couple having a plate of food that includes meat, but eating the meat last.
Oh.
Who doesn't?
Me, I still do it. Yeah. I can't now eat skooma last. Like, yo, what is
Why
this?
are you saying last? So you pick ugali, you pick skooma, you pick meat.
No,
together.
that one.
Together.
All of them.
Yes.
Also, I'm a very picky person. Like ugali cannot go with
Yeah.
with meat for me. It's ugali mboga.
And then meat.
The meat has its moments.
Nah.
Kuna wakati wake.
Me, I have to eat like the last thing I'm biting has to be nyama. I'm not biting.
You guys are not serious.
Yeah.
I thought it was being kids that when we grow up we now eat our food round all together.
The nyama.
That it leaves the better taste in my mouth.
I love mboga so
because you know it's like skooma is like the curtain raiser. It's like you go to a concert, right? There has to be the headliner.
Exactly.
So there's no way the headliner is not coming fast. And then now, ladies and gentlemen, Steve Simple Boy. Yashishki has left the stage. Yo,
this is not a scarcity.
it's not. Okay.
I don't know how it comes, but I feel like it's a scarcity.
Maybe it is.
Nyama was scarce.
To something precious.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's the headliner, because it was that's scarce.
It was
and
a great moment.
Okay.
Yes.
So it could be scarcity.
Because I remember for us in high school, so we used to be given 2 pieces of meat.
Yeah.
They were so tiny, and we used to have meat on Wednesdays and Sundays for supper or dinner. Yeah, dinner is for when you have money. Supper is just eating like your regular ugali and skooma. So in high school, you're not having dinner, you're having supper, right? So I used to be given 2 pieces of meat.
Yeah.
They were tiny, but and then skuma mob and ugali, so you'll struggle with the ugali and the skuma, then ubakia sasa tuna maybe with the soup kidogo, and then now the beef. Yeah. So we carry that. For me, I carry that along. It is.
Turns out carbs should be the least in your plate,
Mm-hmm.
the least amount.
Ugali, right?
But our ugali was the
It was the largest.
So you don't have that. You think we have time here to balance your diet?
Oh my God.
You're in high school.
That's
please.
how you know you suffered.
If you went to St. Turi, people don't know what you're talking about.
They don't know that. Ati mtu anamka asubuhi sijui maziwa.
Maziwa.
I'm like, okay, that's life. That's good.
Oh my goodness. Okay, the meat had a couple of people actually. When having a meal, you save the meat for last.
Yeah, for last.
One.
Mm-hmm.
This one says fear of spending money and anxiety that you'll run out of money when you spend. So I guess it's in with the first person. You just don't want to spend your money.
Yeah.
This one said, my mom eats everything in the fridge so fast or gives it away. I think she's comfortable with less or nothing. Weird. I confronted her about it, told her it's okay to save for tomorrow and pace herself. But I think it's living through the war that made her that way.
Oh.
I don't know because I have
Ni wale
from
wenye
all over the world.
mimi nachapua tu zilala
war
nyumba
she's
moja.
talking about. Yeah?
Maybe her mom is one of those people wenye mimi nachapua or whatever tu zilala nyumba moja. Yeah. If there's chapo in that house, somehow at midnight one of us has to decide who sleeps outside. Yeah, because
there are two extremes. If you grow up in poverty, there are two extremes.
Yeah.
So either you're a hoarder or you're a person who doesn't mind.
Don't care for it.
So I'm like that person. I'm like the person just before that. I'm anxious. Very anxious.
You're anxious about.
I cannot live just having 100K in my life. That's it. That means I don't have money at all.
Yeah.
100K is a lot of money. But when I get to 100K, that means
now
I don't have it.
Money. I had a friend who once told me, and she was stressed. This girl, imagine. She was so stressed that I'm broke. I'm broke. And I was like, what's happening? She's like, my digits have moved to, is it 5?
Yeah.
So now she has 90 something in her bank account. And that's broke. So she was spiraling. And then she asks me, why aren't you worried? I told her, I have 200 bob. Yeah. I'm going to eat chips so that this money does not disturb my head.
My head. Let me just be broke. I know I don't have money.
You don't have to stress about it.
So if my money gets to maybe 5K, let's say I have 5K in the day. Now I'll spend that 5K. Now it's for me, it's weird. If I have money, I don't spend. I don't have it.
Things just.
What is the worst that can happen?
Small money frustrates you.
Exactly. I know.
Good money.
Because now you're thinking, do I buy eggs? Do I now just buy? What exactly am I supposed to do with this? With this thing?
Eat that money.
But he said, if the money you have cannot
solve your problems,
eat that money, please. Okay. Someone else says, automatically buying the cheapest low quality item instead of the quality one that I can totally afford.
Yep.
Now that's a problem, because also means your quality of life is affected.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I don't know how to provide solutions. I know my life changed when I tried good tissue. I was just like, I will miss a meal.
Yeah.
But the tissue I'm going to use, guys,
it has
the
to
tissue
be,
I'm going to use.
Mine changed when I tried good shoes. I buy shoes that are, I want comfortable shoes. I don't just want shoes anymore. Yeah, those things.
I know someone who's like obsessed with the socks quality. Like he'll spend whatever amount on socks. Like socks is very important to him.
The socks that cost just about 1,000 bob and above, and when you wear them, you feel like these are socks. I feel like I have socks on my feet. This is shoe. I don't want to wear shoes that it's just 1 millimeter between me and the ground. They're very uncomfortable. The 600 shoes.
What do you have against those shoes?
Yeah.
But when you wear shoes, they should feel. you should feel different.
True.
When you get home, you don't hurry home to remove the
To take off your shoes.
because they're hurting you. They're a certain way. They should be breathable shoes. They should be breathable socks. Shoes are important.
I tell people to try that thing that's expensive and see if you'll ever come back. Just try it.
That is it.
Once, just buy one pair of socks, buy those shoes, just buy one pair and see, you'll realize you are willing to work harder.
Exactly. Because you see, there's that thing of living within your means, which we should all do, but also there's that thing of is it called punching up or whatever, so try to get out of your comfort zone. You know how people try to be like, I hate this thing. I usually see people discussing, I earn 10,000, my rent should be 250 Kenyan shillings. I get the logic of that, but you can't really be living your life like ushajambia now my limit ni hapa. You should be able to challenge yourself. I always say, for me, if I'm renting a house, what happens if I can't afford to pay? So I'll just move to a cheaper house. So why should I really insist that I have to just live in this like a house that looks aje? I see you will be told, no, you can't move out of it. I have to give it a try, you see, and see if I can be able to work harder. Because for me, I do freelance. So I don't have a paycheck at the end of any month, you see. So it depends with how the month goes. I might make more money, I might make less money, I might make no money, right? But what I learned, my life, for instance, is never really affected by the amount of money I make in a month. My lifestyle never really changes, whether I make more, whether I make less, because somehow I know these are my needs, these are my wants and whatever. I have to do this, I have to do that. So I'll always have money for that, And then if anything else comes up, it's okay. So that thing of going for the cheapest, like let me, you start even buying two things and you just try.
If you do like
your tissue.
I wanted to, you've reminded me of something, but then now I've forgotten it. Anyway, I'll remember.
Okay.
Someone else says kukula both slices za mwisho kwa mkate.
Growing up, my dad is the one who used to eat that. The crust. My dad used to eat it.
Yeah.
And I used to get a bit. I think from a very young age, I was very intuitive. I feel so because a lot of things that I noticed from a very young age are things that now people are talking about in adulthood. Like, your dad goes for the crust, and I'm like, Dad, you don't have to always go for let people have the crust as well.
Yeah.
Why is it always you?
Yeah.
Why do you want it?
Yeah.
But it's a bit thick. I'm like, we need to feel it as well. But then,
So for us, it always went to whoever will be ready for school first in the morning.
So it was a
So yeah.
It's not a.
Because now I don't like it anymore. But kitambo, because there's a time I was the one who, I think my brother beat me by in getting ready by maybe a second in letter shida, by the way. They really, like in letter shida, they really have to go and buy another bread so that me I can just have, I'm like, Mimi, I don't need a shule because they have threatened violence, they've done, I'm like, no, you guys can kill me, but there's no way. Unambiwa, because others are going to get maybe two slices or three at most. Unambiwa, you can have 4. I'm like, I just want this one. Ile ya juu, ile ya chini. The 2. Tafadhali. If you don't want me in this family, there are easier ways of saying this thing.
But it can't be bread.
But it can't be bread. But now I can't stand that the crust. I can't. But Pia, I think the quality of bread has changed. Like bread doesn't really taste like how it used to.
That's another thing. It's either as you grow older, your taste buds somehow change, or as you grow older, the things I used to love the yellow United,
in a blue
package, and then there's Fanta orange.
Yeah, Fanta orange.
Fanta orange doesn't taste the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does change a lot.
The quality.
I feel like Fanta orange in particular has changed a lot for me.
Oh, you've not tried Stony and Crest? Is
bland a bit.
It's trash. Because like Stony used to be for drinkers.
Yeah, drinkers.
Yes. Right now it's like drinking Fanta. No,
Stony wasn't for anyone, especially in our family. when we used to have occasions, tulikuwa na ile kwanza there are crates of soda ziko mob. So you are allowed to have taste. Someone nipatie Fanta. Someone else nipatie Coca-Cola. Someone nipatie Sprite. No one drinks Stony, but nipatie Fanta imeisha. Nipatie Coca-Cola. Then sasa ni Stony, nipatie.
I personally like Stony growing up because my dad would drink it. But now over the years I've learned the taste has changed only because I used to drink it. But I was like, hey, but ilikuwa tangawizi. Stony was tangawizi. It would come from your
These days, no, it doesn't happen like that. And I noticed that.
They've changed quality for things. Even my bread. Bread, is it just me or my bread goes for 2 weeks without molds? And I'm like, what in the...
So many people have actually made that observation.
Yeah, it's weird. And you... Okay, is eating the crust
bread as well.
Is it scarcity?
Eating what?
I think it's just
the crust.
Oh, the crust.
For me, I feel like it's not necessarily related to
I don't
that.
think it's really...
But it's more of the scarcity of the fact that they are only 2 and a lot of people are going to eat this bread, but it doesn't really relate to...
And they were bigger
it could
in size.
It could be because they are saying mkate mpya.
Yeah, because you see those
bread, your bread, it was just one bread.
Yeah.
And all of you 9 children had to
nini.
for that.
Exactly.
You can imagine if you can access bread, then it doesn't matter. You will always get a crust anytime.
Anytime.
So now it's scarcity because you've not come to the realization that you will it will still be you in this house when you get to the bottom of the bread. You are just like, I'm eating all of them first before someone comes.
No, sisi you take the top and the bottom one kwanza. Then you leave the other ones up, whoever wants them. And they were thick. They're actually thicker. Nowadays they are like almost the same size.
Not even the size of bread.
Millennials, we are suffering.
Okay, another person says nakula kama mwizi because food wasn't
that one. Yes, but what do you have to say about that?
Kukula haraka. Yeah. Let me tell you.
It's a real thing.
Let me tell you a story. So, growing up, because everyone, not just my family, I don't like saying poor because it means okay. Tulikuwa karibu na poverty, hatuko wa neighbors. Poverty was living here, sisi tulikuwa hapa. Sisi we're just here, Yeah, because I'm saying this because there were levels to this poverty. There's a thing we used to think, manze tunateseka. Then you look at your neighbor like, tunateseka kweli and anything. But so this is what used to happen. So my cousins and I would meet at my grandmother's place, right? And eat there. So that tukienda home, everyone utaenda kwenyu, you eat at your place, after unashiba proper. So this is what used to happen. Because you see at my grandmother, she just used to make a lot of food for anyone who will come. But sasa, she quickly learned, kuna watu wenye they are champions in this thing. You see the ugali inawekwa hivi. You know how you're serving someone at this is your plate of whatever veggies, uyu yake. Ule alipatoa kwanza. By the time they're getting to you, ule shama like ugali kwanza it's quarter imebakia kwa ile nini. So what used to happen? She'll first give kila mtu mboga yake. Shika. And then ugali inakuja last katikati. Mikono zilikuwa zinaenda hivi. Atuanze kirudi hivi. There's no ugali pale. Everyone is walking akienda hivi. So that nini need to eat faster and eat a lot. It's like it was yani because you never know when your next meal is going to be. So ukipata food
changamkia. It's just I eat at a good rate when I'm alone. But when in a group I'm also a very slow.
You're a
slower eater.
Okay.
Anyway, I had my moment growing up. Like my follower is 4 years younger.
Okay.
So I don't think I experienced the
competition.
They're having to eat food real quick. But it is a thing for a lot of people. I'm like,
it is.
You just took your food. You're already done.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And for this one, I've seen it two ways. There are people who, when they didn't have access to food, they've grown to be like now gluttony.
Yes.
And then there's other people who now they don't care for food. Like I know someone who was raised by the, what is it called, stepmom, and she was so mean, and they were denied food. Her hunger doesn't register to her. You have to remind her to eat. Food is not something she actively thinks about. Yeah, she doesn't value it. If you take food from her, she won't care. If she goes to the kitchen, ofisi apate chakula yake amechukula, she will just be fine. Yeah, so food is a non-issue. So I don't know. It goes two ways.
True.
Another person says, keeping all tins of used products, thinking you'll use them. You will never. I am here to confirm. You won't.
I'm here to confirm that you won't. But I'm also here to confirm that I have. Tins.
To tins and to carrier bags.
Everything.
Yeah. I have a cabinet in my kitchen too, ni carrier bags. Nikifungua hivi, I'm
I
like,
feel like we adopted.
why do I need this?
I
all
feel
these
like
things?
it's from our moms, right?
Like, why am I keeping these things?
Yeah.
You have so many. Now you live alone.
Yeah.
You will never
use them.
Use them.
Cabinet of bags.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I have containers. I have bottles.
Yes.
I have
perfumes.
Oh my God.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing because people come to your house, and the thing I do though, now that I carry food to work, at least sometimes I just carry the container and dump it in the
You carry a container.
and it's painful when I'm doing it, but I know I will never use
I
this
need to-
one.
I need to
Let
do
it
it.
go.
You have to train yourself.
Yeah.
All these things you will have to train you. You have to be very intentional. Decide, I don't want to be a hoarder, and now throw away things. You'll think about it, you'll have a sleepless nights, but just throw it.
Yeah.
There are 3 stages to life. The moment you desire things, you own things, then you don't want
you
to
don't.
use them anymore.
Yeah, true.
So you want to just let them go.
You
realize that a lot of older people, because I as a teacher, I've also taught a lot of older people. I teach Swahili and English, so I've taught a lot of older people Swahili, and because they most of them are expats, they come into the country, and they tend to learn, and you get into these houses and you figure out, okay, why am I struggling? Like, why am I struggling? This person has all it takes, but they're not. Their houses are very simple.
Yeah.
Their houses are very well spaced.
Yeah.
You don't have the, I
cramp
have to have
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Some people don't have even televisions. They don't have speakers. It's more of coming now back to yourself
Yes.
and figuring out, do I need a TV? I mean, I have a television that I haven't watched in the last 3 years. So
Yeah.
Why did you?
that's it. Why did I buy it? I don't know why.
Yeah, because you just feel like sasa owning a TV feels like, there's that thing. I'm thinking back to when we bought our first TV. It was a Great Wall TV. You guys remember the Great Walls TV?
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Gen Z in the room.
Yeah, they were read in. There's no Gen Z. And we rarely watched it because Mzee was very strict with how we're going to Nini. Yes. And you get to a point now you're realizing maybe he just bought it so that people can know that he can afford this TV, because it's not really serving the purpose. Yeah, so sometimes we just buy these things because we feel if I have people with money, own such things, are supposed to own such things. So you just go and get it. And you're never buying just a TV. You want to buy the biggest, the Nini. Yes. And you never watch it. Like, it's just there in your house. The
most painful thing I noticed is that I have a couch, I have a TV, I have a TV stand, I have a bed, large as I want. I'm the last person who gets to use them.
Oh, like other people are the ones who use them.
Yes, particularly if you have a house help. They're the people who will use them.
I know.
I'm sorry, guys.
Because they are there, full time. You're out there.
How often do you use the things you have in your house? I know you use your cooker a lot. I don't use my cooker. I don't like cooking. So I rarely use it.
I understand. Me, I've gone through the stages. I'm in the age 80. I've gone through the stages where I was just like, I need to buy.
Yeah.
And then I got to the place where I was like, all these things for who? And for why? And now I just have everything in my house is used. If you walk into my house, you can see everything. There is nothing under the bed, under those top cabinets, nothing. All my clothes are here. Roof. this is the TV I watch. This is where I put my phone. Everything in my house is used on a daily. Everything. So I got to that point where I was just like, now I'll live a minimalist life. And it's really good. Like, I don't lack anything. But then there was just this pressure of an unwritten list somewhere.
Yes,
you're supposed to get this. You're supposed to get this. Why don't you have a sound system?
Yeah.
I won't even know the difference. Me, the sound that comes from the TV is the same. So I'm in a good place. Me, I'm happy. I'm in a good place.
Amazing. Yeah. I think it's because you know what I realized. The thing about money, it's not necessarily about what it can do for you. It is the thought of what it can do for you. That's where the comfort comes in. It is a thought of what money can do for you.
I'll add to that. Just talk.
Yeah. For instance, you see, like how you said, when you have a lot of money, you're not even spending it. Yeah. But that security that if I need that, whatever it is I need, I can go and get it. It comforts you. Yes. And so you just happen to be comfortable with even not buying whatever it is. You see. But then when you don't, money as zimeenda, you're now with 1K, you're like, now the pressure to spend that money, you see. And that's why now when you're talking about the people that you teach and they seem to be comfortable with, just the minimum, being minimalist, right? They have the money. But they know if I need a bigger TV, I might go and buy it. So, but at the moment, I don't think I can do without. So that thought, it's a thought.
Money is such a mental concept.
Yes,
it's not the physical money.
It's not.
It's the thought that if I wanted this, can I get it?
Yes.
Money buys you security and dignity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And mentally, I feel it's more mental than like. Do you know today I don't have my pass here. I left it in the house. Because I forgot it, and I'm in. And I'm in a PSP, and I'm like, oh my God, I had money there I could have used today, but I didn't have it. And the thing is, I have the phone, so I do the Mpesa thing.
Yeah.
So if I could chip in further, I would say that money it's in the mind. It's not those who lack it think, oh my God, the world is such a bad place.
Yeah.
Those who have it don't experience much better stuff. Well, they can have happiness to a certain extent. Yes, money buys you happiness. Money makes you comfortable. Money lessens your stress. So what did I do as a person? So I'm working in this village school somewhere in Muhoroni. I loved that. I love that school. It's called Juna Dane Memorial School. So I'm working there. I'm earning 16K. It was my first job, but 16K for a teacher.
Yeah.
Working there. That was a lot of money.
Tycoon.
You are boy. You and the governor.
And then at that point, I'm paying for my masters. From that 16K, it was 48K at the end of the term. And my masters then was very cheap. It was like 32K or something. That's your fee. And then they used to provide food. They used to provide housing. So I wouldn't spend much of it, right? Then I moved to Nairobi. I'm now earning like 5 times that amount, but still, it doesn't give you it doesn't give you much of what you thought you'd get.
Yes.
And then you move to another place, you're earning more and more and more, and life goes on, and you realize it's not the money. It's the fact that can I get money?
Yeah.
And so when I got to that point where I realized that it's not about having it or seeing it physically, but it's the security.
Yeah.
Another place I worked, I decided to tell the teachers, I hope we've decided we're not working for TSC. So the first thing we have to do is have a circle of our own. So then they started contributing 5K, and now this is the 7th year.
Yeah.
They're still contributing the 5K. So I don't have to have money, but if I want money, I can.
You can, and
get the money.
Yeah.
And then I moved to another place, and they're talking about, okay, we can't afford to have household goods and all that. I tell them, no, why not? Just start by contributing a few shillings, and we give one person. We just ensure they've bought something that they wanted, so that it's no longer your worry to own a TV or something. It's just, these people will come around and buy me a TV if I want a TV. And then I moved to another place, and I'm like, I end up being the person people keep asking for money. If you don't have a kid and you're a certain age, a lot of people assume the disrespect.
You have nothing. You're not paying. What are you using your money for?
What are you using your money for?
Yeah.
And then from there, I realized, you people are asking me for money. Then I'm going to charge an interest on this money.
Yeah.
And I started a business. And it's funny how business has started, but
It's amazing.
The returns.
Why didn't you know? With Akina, what are they called? K-Cash. Cash Pub.
Tala.
Tala. Branch. All of them
Everybody
are
have already been listed on CRB for defaulting. So they're looking for other ways to get money.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like this gap has always been there. People are willing to pay more to get money instantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Instantly. And so what's my catch? My catch is, Belinda, number 20K Apple. Okay, 20K. Oh, I'm sending you right away.
Yeah.
That's the catch.
Yeah.
So money was, even right now, I don't care.
Speaking of
right
which,
now I'm feeling
uko na 20K hapo.
I'm feeling secure. I'm feeling secure.
Taka 20G urgently. Like sahi.
Oh, the money is definitely mental.
Yes,
It is.
It's not like, the problem with the world is there's nothing new you will buy that has not been bought.
You know how, and I'm sure you've heard many people say this, that they get so stressed when their salary hits their bank account than they were before it came. Because now suddenly you need to do like all these things. You start thinking about them. Unaanza kujiambia sasa, where do I start na namalizia wapi? And yet a few weeks ago your account is almost zero, but you're just living your life.
But then if you feel like that, you should introspect and look to change your mental state. If you're looking forward to your salary date, there is, especially me, I won't speak for families because sometimes I realize I'm coming from privilege. If you are a single person like me in Nairobi, just living your best life with a paycheck, if you're constantly looking forward to when that paycheck is coming, I just talk to whoever it is you pray to.
There's a problem.
Just find out what is there. Someone else says, mad shopping, food, books, appliances, shoes, clothes, beauty products. They just shop and shop and shop. Yes, that's definitely scarcity. At some point you didn't have.
So it's easy to you collect them.
And I've had someone who once said her dream was to never look at the price tag in a supermarket. Well, she married well and now she doesn't. So the dream has been achieved and it does make sense, but I think you're coming from a lack point of view, of which you still need security of your own. You still need, if this person leaves you,
what are you going to do?
What happens?
Darling,
you go back to looking at price tags.
Let me tell you, it doesn't matter who I date. Me, money is my money. My money is my money.
It's my money,
oh my God, your money is beautiful. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to. You know how people say, I went to that date and that guy, he didn't even bother how I got there or I went. It's just your level of interaction. Where are you interacting from? Because if you expect people to give you money for fare, you expect them to pay for the meal on the date. And it's a bit of a poverty thing. Trust me, it's a bit of a poverty thing.
Tell them.
It might look normal to expect someone to actually do that. But if you didn't have that conversation prior to this date, it might as well be coming from a point of men have to buy for me things, men have to pay for me things. And I'm not even vindicating myself from that, because if you don't pay for that meal for me, that's it. I'm not contacting you anymore.
I feel like that is a whole episode on its own. Exactly. We even have an episode on masculinity and femininity when it comes to dating. But anyway, that one I don't want to go into, because guys, the approach you take when you're meeting, like you could have your own money and you go on a date, and this is still expected. He needs to pay for your transport, your Uber, your food, whatever the night goes. He takes care of that. But here, what we are trying to emphasize is that if this man does not show up, you're not left still. You're not out here with a red flashed face. That's the point. But anyway, it's another podcast. Going for the cheapest option when buying things, we've discussed. Controversial, maybe. This one is controversial. Controversial, maybe, but bargaining.
Bargaining is it not our culture? About bargaining?
I don't think it's scarcity. I think it's a culture.
Right?
Because I know of a person who used to be my boss. This Java was like rich, like this. I'm telling you. Yeah. Bargain lazima. In fact, what he will do, he can actually even hire you if you're a better bargainer. When I'll buy you lunch, but this thing I want us to get at this. Like he was never into this paying full price at whatever asking price. You're not going to do it. But I think it can be both. It can be culture. It can also be from the scarcity mentality. Yeah. It can be culture in the sense that if you buy when you're going to buy anything, you first expect whoever is selling it to you.
They put a
they just say like a ridiculous price. Yeah. So because even them, they're expecting you'll bargain.
Yes.
For maybe there's a time.
By the way,
there's a time I was going to Shago.
Yeah.
I'm in a bus to Konax, Nakuru.
Yeah.
Kitambo, I was even a student at that time in uni. So this guy comes with watches. Akasema, watch. Kaangalia watch. Akasema, nikamuuliza how much? Akanambia, patia tu 35. Akambia 35 bob. Ati bro bana, 3500. Mimi, I don't plan to buy a watch. So what do I tell him? Manza ungesema sotano. Because in my head I'm thinking 3,500. I'm just thinking, you just say, you know what, this poor guy, and just walk. Akasema, bro, 500. Nikamwambia, hey bro, hata wewe. Hata sungesema hata 25 nikamwambia. That's why nimesema like sina mimi 500 niko nayo mwisho. Akaniachia watch. You know how they do it. Anakuachia anasema, wewe ongeza ifika hata 25 nafa akaanza kwenda hivi. Bro, mimi sina. Akarudi because the bus is still parked there. Akasema leta 2,000. Nikaona asha shelf 1,500. I'm like ambe 2,000 sina. Ambe nini. Bro bana bro nini. Anatembea kidogo anarudi. Akiangalia leta 1,500. Now I'm starting to panic because after your 500 I don't know, like I have it but me I wasn't planning to use this because this is my pocket money. Mimi nafa kwenda shule. So I'm like sasa itakuwa aje. When that bus now it was now driver started driving the bus and about to leave. Kanambia wewe pia ni mgumu lakini hata hiyo sotano bwana. Now from 3,500 he was going to make what would have happened if I had money. Maybe ningesema hapo 2k later shika 2k but now even at 500 I'm thinking what if ningesema 250 bado na feel nimegongwa from this thing. So there's that expectation that makes us bargain.
It comes with this idea of so you go to maybe Gigiri Craft Center, or you go to Village Market and you're finding stuff being sold. Maybe I like these. Like these are really common. And they come at a very higher price. But tunasikia mtu anasema sidaenda Masai Market. That Masai Market story.
Well, Gigiri, you are not the target audience.
It's logically all right for me.
Yes.
Say I can go to Masai Market and get this at a cheaper price. I mean, the logic is you want this.
Yes,
you can get at a cheaper price. Why buy it at
a higher price?
It doesn't make sense to me.
Makes sense.
But again, the people at maybe Village Market, they're paying rent, they're doing all that, and they're rating their goods.
Their clientele, they're expecting.
The clientele there and all that. But still,
it's a culture.
For you to
remember, bargaining has been sold to poor people. Poor. But even billionaires are bargaining.
They do.
Why are they exploiting people for salaries? So that they can get labor for.
Like they're not just going to say, wewe shika $500,000 for salary because they have money.
Right?
They ask you what's your salary expectation. Because for them they also want to see how they're going to squeeze you. I used to work at an agency, man. They will put a check here, the wrong person. You know how they confuse? They gave me someone else's check. We are doing the same job. Kesho ile shida nileta kwa hiyo ofisi.
No, I have worked at a place where I noticed somebody's being paid thrice. Well, they were working at a high school level, but why thrice?
Yeah.
Doing the same
No,
job the same
because you see, like in advertising agencies, what they do, because it's a creative work. So every creative is different. Kila mtu akona rate card yake. So mtu alikuja akasema, how much are you expecting? To this person maybe 200k, it's peanuts. Umeona? So amesema me I can take 400k for this job. Okay, sure. Then they can bargain, maybe land on 350k. Then you come, 50k, like it's you in heaven, kwangu, So you question, if you mention 50k, they're going to say at but you're paying the other one this much. They'll say 50, was it chukua 40?
Yes, they just start from where you start.
Fanyeni 45, and you go with that. That's why it's always important if you're going for job hunting, or even if now for freelance when you're quoting, sending your rate card, it's very important to ujue what others, what your peers are actually charging for a particular thing, because you
influencers, please.
Mtafanya kazi, I'm telling you, and then the first time nililisha pesa mingi na kiburi. But nilikuwa najua I wasn't too sure job but ni legit. Unajua kuna zile job unaona hii ni job gani? Watu wako legit. Hii job gani? So I quoted price. I was like hii kazi gani? I quoted a price nyingine ya udu nikisema no one is going to pay me this money.
Then you got a call.
Nikaambiwa we'll send you the deposit tomorrow. Karibu nikae chini nianze kulia kwanza. Nikajiuliza we.
The other thing about being poor is that you fear to quote price. Yes. That is one thing that happens often. And I see it, maybe I want to teach someone and I tell them, my lesson, for an hour, I'll charge you 3,500. Then they say, oh, that's too expensive.
Yeah.
Then, because bargaining culture as well, for me, I quote so that you can bargain.
Yeah.
So then I get to 3K with you. But I also notice that somebody will call you for a class and they say, I have 1,000 and I don't want to sound, I don't want to put people in groups, but I know the ones who the people will call you, I have 1,000 and I'll just tell them, no, I can't make it, because if I put all the logistics around that, it won't be possible. Then these people, they actually come to your price. So the thing is, the inability to quote what you feel is value. Value for money, it comes for me with even house helps. Like right now, I'm looking at the work of a house help as very important, rather than it's a passive kind of job.
Yes.
It's a very
I was literally unable to do it. That's why I hired you.
Yes, I'm not able to do it. So if I'm not able to do it, am I putting value to your hours?
To your job,
It's not a matter of niko na 6k the house help. Utachukua 6k ni sawa. But how
chakula ununui.
How much is 6k?
Are we ready for the episode for that feminism apply to house help?
How much is 6k? 6k
Are we ready?
How much in a week? 1,500 in a week. That is money I don't even want to sit and now making. So it's ridiculous. It's painful. If you look at it in terms of what is my value, unapata mtu anasema my expectation is 25k for a house help. You're like no. So unapata your job wapi. But you see that is putting value on your service. A lot of people can't.
And there's house helps who know. They tell you no. I'm Hey, we are running out of time. We've talked so much. I always think money is going to get finished, so I spend on basic needs first and save the rest just in case. This has reminded me what I wanted to remember at that time. Save. There's no point of saving money if you're not saving towards a goal. So if you're buying something cheaper to save a few coins, it doesn't make sense if you don't have a goal. You're just hoarding money. When you're saving, save. I know I'm going to buy a bag. So if I don't buy this cabbage at 50 bob, I buy it at 40. This 10 shillings goes towards the bag. But if you're just hoarding money, it really doesn't make sense.
Okay, I have
also,
goals.
Your money should be fluid. Like saving money isn't the best thing to do with money. And when I started the biashara, I noticed I was becoming comfortable with losing money. Like, see, people will call you. You have like 340k right now. But you see, in 5 days, kila mtu ashachukua hiyo 340k. And now you have nothing on it. So you're like, it's actually the idea of money. It's not the money. It's the idea. So, having money, even if you have $1 million and you can see it on your Mpesa, this is 1 million. Oh, that's the worst thing to do with money. Let it go.
Yes.
Let it come back to you.
Open palm policy.
Yes, open palm policy.
The relationship with money. Hey. Currently taking up financial education. That's really good.
That's it.
Yeah,
I've never really done it.
I struggle with money. I said I can't wait for that money to hit the bank. I hire an accountant.
Yeah.
I manage my money,
my money,
my investments, my insurances. I'm not dealing. No. Someone was happy we are back. With 2 guests. Eating meat as the last thing. Okay, this one has come up again.
Yeah.
Not eating outside because there's food at home. I'll layer it with overstocking food because of fear that it will run out and I might not have enough money to buy more.
I don't overstock food, but I have. If I looked at my clothing, they would fit in 10 suitcases. I was looking today. Okay, to be honest, my house right now has a 3-seater that has clothes on it. And we don't know where to put them if we fold them.
Give them away.
We give them away. That's a good thing to say. But then it brings me to the point where I have to choose what to give away.
Call me.
And it's a few lunches. I have thought of giving them away.
Call me. I do it for free for my friends.
That's good.
I come and clear out your house. I leave you with things you use. And if there's a cloth that was given away that you needed, you go and buy a new one. Now you'll wear it.
That's a good idea.
Someone said hoarding almost everything, which is quite related. Also, it enhanced my frugal living. Hapo kwa frugality, my goodness. Oversaving, fear of spending. Bargaining is the last one here again. Bargaining has only been sold to poor people to be a poor thing. But I don't think it is.
But it's an all people thing. I do remember meeting this person who used to earn lots of money. According to me, that was lots of money. That's lots of money. I wouldn't say how much, but it was it was something I'll have to save quite a while to get to that kind of money. We are somewhere and we are driving and he gets down. I needed to eat. I like chapati, but not in the way he likes it. I can go without chapati for a long time. So I love chapati and green grams, and I'm trying to get my meals also along the vegan line. So he starts. It's 1,000 bob, and he starts complaining like, "Why is it 1,000 bob? It's just chapati and green grams. What's such a big deal?" And I was offended. I'm telling him, no, it's just buy it. You have the money. Why don't you just buy it? And so the idea of bargaining is not. It's not a poor people thing.
It's not a poor thing,
because just because now you have the money, you're not going. It doesn't mean now you just spend it. So you have to be wise again with your money. If you are convinced you can actually save money, you can still get what you want. And pay less for it. You should always endeavor to do that, because now if you just how much is this thing, Shika? How much is this thing? Shika, how much? At the end of the day, that's also lack of discipline. When it comes to spending.
Financial discipline.
I personally don't bargain.
You don't bargain?
I don't bargain because
if you go to buy land, if you go to buy land up water, like in our shags, it will shago. But because everyone has this craze of buying land and you just ask for land, something's price mtu anakukotia tunaangalia mtu namuuliza wewe let us leave this land alone. Let us leave this land. Are you okay? Like, let us first start addressing this issue. Wewe mwenyewe because you're like wait, what? This price, because you know what happens. Sometimes someone comes and tells these people, "Oje shamba yako hii unaweza pata hata sasa hii." Oje how people just chocha you. People there's actually something there's actually something that hii 15 million hii ukigongwa sana 14.9. Unaona? 14.9. Oh, go to ask this person. Mtu anakuambia 14 point. You know how like for instance, I'll tell you this. In freelance, when I'm pitching for a company, I actually have to know what's their budget. I have to find a way of knowing and sometimes you don't even need to do some Excel sheets and nini, you can just see the clients how they nini. So there are clients when I'm willing to compromise. I can do a job for you for this amount because I know actually these people, this is what they can raise for this nini. But I can't just be walking into every client na ambia no, I'm going to charge you. Hata hao wataniangalia niambie. Sasa situkuachie tu kampuni sasa wewe fanya nayo. Just run it. Alafu wewe utulipe hizo pesa unasema sasa sisi we can do the other job for you. So you always have to be. So the reason I'm saying like if you don't want to, it depends on what you're buying.
Yeah.
There are things you can lose a lot of money when you didn't actually need to, because people just overprice stuff. It's like, it's like even now rent in this city. The houses unaangalia hivi, wewe kwanza uko kwa mlango ushajiambia hii nyumba hii surely kuna mtu analipa 10,000 hii nyumba. Kuna mtu anaishi hapa. Alafu anakuja na kwambia nini? Hii sasa ni 80,000 na ulipe deposit ya miezi 2. Alafu anaweza kuangalia mshanga. Wait a minute.
Me, I say the problems will always be Nairobians. Me, I've left houses and I'm like, this house, you cannot charge me the nonsense for this house.
Yeah.
The next day you come, someone has moved in.
Yeah, it's manikwa pale.
Nairobians don't have standards.
They don't, and that's why. Yeah.
We don't. I remember renting a house, and this person is telling me, now this is just my own mantra.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't pay for trash, for rubbish. You know the rubbish disposal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember you once said.
I don't understand it. I will not pay for that, and I will not pay for what else? What is
security?
For water.
Water,
I won't
security.
pay for water separately. Because if you have a residence, how else am I supposed to live there without waste disposal and
so
water?
And water.
It in the
Yes, have it.
Oh, okay.
And I plainly tell people, don't tell me I'll do that separately. If you wanted to put it in rent, you need to put it and quote your rent when I come. You quote your rent. How else am I supposed to live in a house without water?
But then
exactly
what
why you're giving me space.
Yeah.
But water, everyone has their usage. That's why it's billed differently.
No, put it in your bill as the owner of the house. That
you
is
don't
your
want the
bill.
hassle.
That's not my bill. Because it's a basic. How can you live in a house without water?
Me, I don't want them to put it in a bill.
Why?
You live in an apartment. There's a family of 5. Them they'll use water worth 1,500.
So what I'm
saying,
my
water is 400.
So what I'm saying, Olive, is the much I've lived in Nairobi, I tell the people I won't pay for water.
Yeah.
And I won't pay for what is it?
For
waste disposal.
Yeah.
Because those are really 2 basic things that you need to have. I mean, for a house to be complete, there has to be water in it. Otherwise, it is inhabitable.
If I don't pay, where do you take my waste?
Yeah.
Exactly. You take my waste. You don't pay for waste. You need, as the owner of the house, you need to know that there will be waste.
Yeah.
This is a residential.
True.
As the owner of the house, you need to know I will use water. Well, maybe I don't need electricity. Electricity is, for me, it's more of a luxury. But water,
it's a basic need.
True.
How else would you tell me to pay for
don't say it's a basic in Nairobi.
Yeah. Because not so many people have actually come into contact with water running.
Olive, the thing that has happened also for me is that imagine I've lived in houses that I don't pay for garbage and I don't pay for water.
I found that very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't pay. I'll just tell you upfront. Kama ni unalipa kando hapana hiyo siwezi.
Yeah.
Utaniambia kwenye unaishi.
Yeah, mimi I only lived in one that I wasn't paying for water. Regrets were many. Yeah. I was like, let me just pay for water. Yeah. Let me because you see this thing of Nairobians not having standards.
Exactly.
No one has standards. Even the landlords, even the people who are building these houses and people. So what you're not willing to accept, unfortunately, sometimes so many others are accepting.
Tiles are blue and white.
Yeah.
Like,
the mixing, they're doing.
Landlords. We are sorry. Whatever we did.
Purple, yeah, blue.
You're blue. I'm like, dude.
That is scarcity.
Yeah.
Because they usually say, I'm putting this one because kids draw on the wall.
Yeah.
It
gets dirty fast.
You're supposed to be repainting the wall after every tenant.
tenant. for them, it's them to decide which color of the wall they want, in case they want to repaint it.
Yeah.
But this idea of putting blue and white tiles because it's cheap, gray and
is it really cheaper?
Sometimes
those tiles are cheaper. The ugly ones are cheaper.
Really?
And sometimes it's just
like
about.
You've never tried building a house.
Yeah.
I've never.
Those ones are cheaper, and then you find these room has these tiles, different tiles. I'm like, dude.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like common sense.
You know how sometimes I'd look for a house and then my friends would tell me, Jenga yako.
Yeah.
I guess that's the solution.
Yeah, Jenga yako is the solution.
Yeah.
This one is a Jenga yako thing.
No choice. Okay, so we are done with our responses, our short prompt responses. So you guys came here because you have personal experiences on
this poverty thing.
On scarcity trauma. Yours was the high blood pressure one, which you told me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then for you, you mentioned on. You said you have a problem with
I had a problem with spending. Like, I want this. You know, like, I wasn't sitting down and planning my finances. You know, like, because again. The thing about not having a paycheck at the end of every month, although I've been employed before and my life was a bit different then, but then when you get to do this freelancing thing, you just get a check. Money just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You did a job, you forgot you did that job. One day out of curiosity too, unaangalia, I have a bank account. Eish! I was paid. Yeah. Like I would wake up in the morning. I don't even maybe I get notification. Oh, there's an email, we paid you, whatever. Saizo. I go buy whatever it is that I was thinking about the other day that cost whatever. I can spend the whole money on whatever. Like, I just go spend all of it. You know, the way you're saying at 100K ni kusota. Mimi kusota yangu ni zero. Like, if I'm not at zero, maybe I'm not sorted. Like, I can still move. So I'll just go buy it. You know, like, I wanted this thing. But then I started learning. I started getting unhappy with most of the things that I was buying. Like, nikisha iangalia kwa you know that yeah, I realized I can't buy happiness. You know, now the buyer's remorse. I'm like, could I have actually maybe I should have waited. I could have gotten something better, you know. But I realized I was just spending money recklessly. You know, like, I get money, I spend it. I get money. But now for me, it also came from that thing of more money is coming. So, yeah, I'm going, because I know I've done this gig, I've done that gig. So money itakuja too. I'm not even worried about nini. So that's what I'm saying. I've never been stressed at niko na 10 bob kwa mfuko.
Yeah.
As long as I have food in my kitchen, I'm okay.
Me and you. Even me, I don't have food. I'm just going to sleep. I'm happy.
Yeah, so I used to just spend money. I'm telling you, I bought so many things that I wanted to give away. Like, there's a time I actually gave out a couch. Like,
you are buying true.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, someone comes, I love this. You love it. Chukua. Yeah, chukua. Like, I gave out, and I was like, no, I can't be living like this. So what I need to do, I need to now get some discipline, you know, finances. Let me plan. Let me delay this. Is it called delayed gratification? Let me delay this thing, you know. Let me plan. Let me make money. Plan this money kidogo. This thing, it can always wait for like 2 weeks, 1 month, and then by the time I'm actually going to buy it, I know for sure
you need it.
This is what I needed. So I was struggling with that thing. Money ikai kwa mfuko, kwa account, like money just comes in hivi, like umeona literally inakuja hivi. So I realized this thing last year, December. I said, okay, the realization came in pole. But now this year, it was now deliberate from Jan. I was like, now I've been very deliberate, even with the way the money that I've made earlier. This is how I want to spend. It doesn't mean that bado niko na pesa, but at the end of the day, I just need to, I wanted to be able to buy whatever it is that I've bought, be happy with it, and still make sure, and also here to save. I wasn't, by the way, saving. That was the other thing.
You're such a dude.
You see the way you're saying you have goals na nini.
Yeah.
So my goals were I want that chair. Hii pesa nikilipwa I'm going to buy that chair and then that's it, So I wasn't really saving really. Yeah, you just have, you can save for a particular thing, but also you need to save for rainy days, especially if you're a freelance, because there are months where you will go without pay. And so if you're just spending your money the way it's nakuja, it means, that's why you see even footballers, like the European, you see someone who's earning millions of money, and then a few years after they stopped playing, they go broke. So it was important for me to learn that, listen, all these things that you want, if you want a couch, couches will always be there. You'll still go and buy it. And if you want,
they change its style.
And they change its style.
Actually, yeah.
By the time unanunua, ukishafika hivi ndio unaona unaingia Facebook unasikia watu wanasema recliners are nini yale and ugly, and I'm like I'm like sasa na ushainunua.
It is not permanent. Imagine you can buy this couch and then things change. You can sell this couch and buy another.
I know.
Nothing is set on stone.
Yeah, so
with your recliner.
Recliner issue.
The recliner. So the thing about now, that thing for me, it was like I'm too quick to spend money. Mine was a spending issue. Yeah. Like I'm too quick to spend money, and most of the time, just because you want something doesn't mean you're going to die if you don't get it immediately. Yeah. The other thing for me was saying no to people when they're asking for money, especially families and stuff. But although I started like working on that thing earlier last year, I came up with a policy. If you come to me with money, whether you're my brother or my sister, if today is Saturday, I tell you, nipigie next Saturday. Whether I have the money or not.
Yes.
Unless you're dying, you're in hospital, you're about to die or nini. If whatever else it is.
Die first receive.
How much money did you really need?
Your life?
Yeah. So you wait, ngoja your Saturday ikifika, I'll send you that money. Most of the time una find someone will find a solution. By the time you're calling,
trust me, I always say, you guys, even if I give you money or I don't give you won't die. Try it. I mean, like, I always tell myself, can you try it?
Yeah.
Imagine I don't have money and
I don't.
True. And my mom might have snitched on me and said, your sister, kazi yake ni ngumu. But by the way, once you hear kazi yako ni ngumu, just know that's it. Hakuna kazi nyingine ngumu. So mine is the opposite. I almost border frugal. I'm not a person who, something like a watch, I'd really think about it 1,000 times whether I really need to buy it. What do I need a watch for? I have a phone. Why would I need a watch? So this is a gift. Something. All my watches are gifts.
Okay, we get it.
You get it. You get where I'm going. And so I'd rather I'll have money. I'm good at saving. I'm a very good person at saving. In most settings, I'm always the treasurer because I wouldn't spend your money. Even if I didn't have my own money, I wouldn't spend. I wouldn't touch yours at all. I don't care if I'll assume it doesn't exist for me. So I'm good at saving for people. And I'm also, I buy things and I had rather hold out for a long time. I've been buying a car for the last 3 years. I still don't have a car today.
I even asked you for money to buy my car.
So I noticed for me, it's more of, I don't have to have the things that I want. But I have to be able to buy what I want. So if I say I want a Mercedes Benz, it doesn't matter how many years I'll wait out for me to get that.
You'll get a Mercedes.
I don't care if people are driving today. I don't care if everybody has a car in my clique. And I'm also not a very cliquey person. I don't mind not having the things people have. I don't mind being different actually. But I'm very frugal. I could have money and you would ask me for that money and I'll just, no, I don't have money. Yes, I don't have. And I don't have. If you check my phone, I don't have it. You wouldn't take me anywhere. I noticed as a firstborn, it's even worse. Firstborns, I think they experience a certain kind of scarcity that is that comes by the very fact that you're a firstborn. Sometimes the food is available, but you're a firstborn. What will my sister eat? If I eat all of it, I can't. My sister won't get something. Sometimes money is available, I can't go to Diani. And my sister needs this money for this, or my brother needs money for this. And so for firstborns, I think it's a very different dynamic. It's a very different ball game. And
Firstborns need therapy.
The problem again is, whom will you ask from?
Yeah.
It's not even the problem of giving. It's a problem of whom will I ask from if I don't have. Because people keep asking you. Even people in my circle keep asking. So I'm thinking, oh, what if I don't have and they need it? What will I do when they need it?
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of times, even as you're living, you're not living for yourself.
You're not
even
living
this money
for yourself.
You're keeping.
Yeah.
Just for someone
and
else, in case they borrow.
Yes.
You're not putting money at
and that's what Mimi like I've learned my lessons, with these things. It's very important by day to live for yourself.
It is.
Even if you have kids, like some of us, or not.
Like some of
Why
us.
did you have to
Why did you have to put a lot on that?
For lady. So whether you have or even dependents, I'll give you I'll tell you, for instance, there's this thing of I see people saying it a lot. Don't have kids unless you have money. Now the problem is, unakuta sasa wewe you've taken this thing to heart. You're like, yes, I don't think I'm ready to have kids yet. But just so you have dependents, people you're taking care of, right? The person you're taking care of has gone ahead to have a kid. And you're like, yo, I was holding up, I was waiting.
You indirectly have a child now.
What do you mean you have a child? Now I have a child.
Now you have a child.
You
I have 2 kids. I'm like, surely.
There is no one as shameless as a dependent.
Let me tell you. And you see, you get pissed and you sasa wewe utanina nini. And then you're like, sasa the kid is here anyway. Eventually the kid is here anyway. And then you see them navigating their parenting thing. Unaanza kujambia, okay, maybe this is my policy. I need to wait.
Yeah.
You see, so but now the thing of putting yourself first. The reason I brought in the kids thing, the kids example, is that you see you're not living for yourself because you want to take care of the others.
Yes.
Then they're not thinking about you. They're not thinking at, oh, by the way, if I have a kid now and I'm dependent on this person, how is it going to affect him? And even his finances. How is it going to affect how he'll be helping me? You see. So then they're not thinking about you. They're doing what is good for them. They had sex, someone got pregnant, they have a child,
and
right?
sometimes depending on you has made them so secure.
Exactly.
They know
Like they know they'll call
them.
you and you will come through for them, right? This thing where nimejinyima sana, the way our parents used to tell us, wewe nimejikaza nini alafu unaenda shule umefanya nini. You
Who
see?
asked you?
Yeah.
Who asked
You
you
see?
to jikaza?
Yeah, who need it? So that's career. But you see,
this podcast.
yeah.
Because you're asking who asked you.
Random people send
Random
them
people.
the podcast.
Yeah.
My parents, though, they were trying to gaslight me the other day. They
Yeah.
were asking me, send something if you get. I tell them, I'll send you something if I get. And my mom is like, unajua hata wewe watu walikusaidia. Nikamuuliza kina nani walinisaidia?
Yeah.
Ati si mimi ndio that. Nikamwambia,
Yeah, the parents.
that one. Don't even go there. That is your decision.
Yeah.
In fact, if you stopped giving birth with me alone,
Yeah.
I would have a way better. you guys would have.
Yeah.
You guys would have so much. This idea of I sacrifice for you. You don't. I feel you don't have to sacrifice. You just have to have the number of children that are worth living the life you want.
Yes.
It would be beautiful.
Yeah, I think the only thing about now the kids during our parents, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know how to fix at 9
I
age.
felt like you were security.
Yeah, like for
You were a
them,
plan, a long-term plan.
for
You
them,
were there
I always tell people, I don't know what you guys think, but I always feel like we'll be the last generation of people to be paying black tax.
Yeah,
I don't see our kids giving us any money for anything,
Agencies are worse.
Jenna,
So,
Bad.
like I think,
want to say anything.
I think you're the last, and it's a good thing anyway. It's a good thing,
It
but
is
I
a
feel
good
like
thing.
we're the last generation, and people.
is a good
I feel like sometimes we are hard on ourselves. We tell ourselves, this generation we are the ones doing what, but you can imagine we're the generation that's taking care of our parents, our siblings, right, our own children. Our parents were expecting us to come and help them. Since we have we don't have such expectations on our kids. Like we are just doing these things. So we are setting them up for success, and at the same time making sure that those who are dependent on us, they're also comfortable, So sometimes I think about Rajambi, tuko tu sawa tu as a generation. We are doing
our best. We are. And congratulations to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to say my story, but someone summarized it. So this is the story I'm going to read. It's the last story.
Okay.
Final thoughts, and then we are out.
Okay.
So, hey, kindly hide my ID because all my friends follow you. Asante sana. Growing up, I never got anything for myself, and it's not like my parents had no money. They had enough, but just couldn't see the need to give me some. Frugal parents here. They could give 100 or 200 when I was in primary school and expect me to still have it by the end of the term.
Okay, that's really bad.
So I grew up thinking children shouldn't be given any money. Fast forward to high school, nothing. I never spent anything on myself, and when a kind relative would give me 500 or 1,000 bob, I would end up buying unnecessary things like canned soda, worthless watches, and the rest would go on snacks. Till I remain with a balance of only 4 shillings, then feel like shit about it. In campus, I would sleep for 5 days without seeing a concrete meal. Then my mom would say, Vumilia, Mungu anajua, then switch off her phone.
Oh, that's really bad.
I thank God
Mungu wako na wewe.
Nasi ndio huyo Mungu alikuwa na yeye. I thank God for my friends in campus juu we mimi singe survive campus. Na wababa ni hard. Hiyo hapana. I recently finished campus by God's grace and I got a job. Not very well paying, but it's sufficient for me. I get a salary of 15K monthly, and the guilt I get from even buying myself yogurt is insane. Because at the back of my mind, I'm thinking my mom would reprimand me for wasting when I could have done something different with that money that is more beneficial to her than me. I've been working for 3 months now. She doesn't want me to buy a bed, move to a self-contained house because kushare toilets and bathrooms in a place where there's more than 300 people isn't giving anymore. Get nice clothes and shoes for myself and everything girls my age are doing. I have zero savings. I have ambitions that are just dreams because I can't seem to go out of my way to acquire them. I used to agree with her until one day I stumbled upon someone who told me I couldn't pour from an empty cup. With this month's salary, I plan to stock my house with a good bed, cooking gas because I use a jiko, and a table for a start. Next month, I'm going to get utensils for myself. Then March, I'm moving somewhere comfortable for me and wait for her to tell me nafaa kumpea pesa. Kufaa kumpea pesa alimie because mimi silipi school fees na sina mambo mingi. Take myself out more, do more for me. Thank you, Olive.
Oh, that's sweet.
Amazing.
Me, I'll tell you first thing, parents will bury you. Parents will kill you. When a parent tells you, I brought you to this world, I'll take you out of it.
You know,
they mean it.
Yeah.
You know what I said about parents? I told myself the only person I'm allowed to disappoint in this world is my parent. They will always forgive me.
Yeah, and they have no option.
They have no option.
Yeah.
How else are they going to live my life? So it doesn't matter what me and my parents, we have,
Yeah.
I gave birth to you. I didn't tell you to give birth to it.
Yes.
You need to send us something. It's okay, I will send you when I get it. We have this problem. When did you realize you have that problem?
Yeah.
They said
you are not paying school.
Yeah.
School fees for who?
For
other children.
For who?
Yeah.
But you see, it's I think Africans should move from this idea of you must help your parents to if you have something,
if
please
you can
give us or help us with it. It's from a point of goodwill. It's not from a point of you must.
It's not an obligation.
It's not an obligation.
You need to break up with your parents. Everyone needs to break up with their parents. Even me, I think when I started working, I had this thing every month. Lazima nitumie madhe, everything. One thing I'm glad about my parents, they have never demanded money from. Like even when they ask, it's still if you can. you know, if you can, but if you can't, they're not GH. Sasa,
there's if you can for 20 calls.
No.
20 missed calls.
20, if you can.
If you can. I said, Olive, if you can.
If you can. No, you see,
man.
now that's passive aggressive. You know, but for that's not if you can. That one is you should, you know. You know. No, but as in when they're asking for money, it's like, yo, we are wanted to do ABCD.
Yeah.
If you can help us here, it's okay. And then you can tell them, for this time, no, I'll send you money next time. I'll send you this much. Hizo zingine itafuta whatever you want to nini, you know. So I've never felt that pressure personally from my parents to either send them money or to do whatever it is. But the pressure nilikuwa nimejiwekea mimi mwenyewe because I felt like I owe them a lot. So I have to send them kidogo. You know, nini pale. So until some point I'm like, I have other things that I need to do that I wasn't able to do because I sent money this way, right? So for them, they're good. I know they're okay. We are so many siblings. We are Natuma, right? So I was like, yeah, maybe this month I need to do ABCD, and then next month I can send them something. You're right, you know. So, and that was important. And they never came to tell me, oh, sasa wewe siku hizi and all this man of stuff. But I had a friend who came to got employed where I was working in an agency. And then alikuwa ametoka, you know, we live in Kibera. You get a good job. Where hii ni maisha ulikuwa uja expect. Even your mom alikuwa anaamka asubuhi kwenda kutafuta mboga wapi marikiti whatever aanze kuuza. Anaanza kuona baridi asubuhi sasa itakuwa tricky because wewe umepata job. So they started planning for this guy his salary. Ati salary yako ni how much? Sasa ukispend hapa alafu hii, you know, washajieka kwa hiyo mix. Like now that's the committee of nini pale. And I remember telling this guy, because now he used to live now closer to his parents. They were living in Kibera. And I told this guy, the first thing you need to do, you need to move out of Kibera. You know, you need to break up because of your parents. Wachana nao kwanza, in the sense that decisions that you are making, let them be your own decisions, not influenced by them and their thoughts and whatever. It doesn't mean you're disrespecting them or whatever. But you see, in their eyes, you're still a kid. They never see at an adult sasa ati no. To them you're still a kid. They need to still guide you and in. So you need to make it they take from you and may nitakuwekea. Exactly. Yeah. So you need to understand that you become an adult and act like an adult until they start seeing now that adult on you, by the way. You know, because that's why you see even some sibling, if you come from like in my family, with all the siblings wanajuanga hawa, hata don't bother with this one. Huyu yako zake. Let me tell you, like but it's very interesting coming from from a huge family. Kuna wale siblings wananga huyu, let me tell you. Hata it doesn't matter. Someone has died or someone is wedding. Hata nikwambie mtampeleka polepole. Plans zenyu, mimi I didn't tell anyone to die, so I don't know why I should be pressured into this thing. You know, sitaki. You know, ataki pressure. The easiest way.
Contribute now,
no. So for him ni unasikia ule tumpeleke pole. Ataki hizo nini. And then the others who feel no, I need to be a part of this, I need to contribute, I need to do this nini. So it's interesting to see the dynamics, how everyone handles their issues and everything. But now for the person who sent in that message, you do things you want to do for yourself. I mean, you've earned it. Literally, you're working for your money. However little, it is your money, you've worked for it. You should be able to enjoy it. If you need some privacy when using your bathroom, surely you should not feel guilty at I need a house that has a bathroom inside it. You should go for it, you know. Yes. So you go for it.
Like you're waking up to put makaa in a gym.
Exactly. And that's
alone. Live alone.
Start living.
You can buy a gas cooker just because
sometimes the motivations to even to work harder and to do better comes from the challenges ones kuona if I'm living like this, you know, when you improve your life kidogo unajambia kumbe maybe I need to work harder kidogo tena I go to the next to the next level, you see. But if you just confine yourself to this space I need to spend this much, you know, you start to realize. It's like an example I gave you guys nikiwaambia there were months I'll make money, others I wouldn't. My lifestyle wasn't really changing. Unaanza kuona is issue really, is money really the problem? Ama there's something else? Because how is it that kama wana sorta by date this date, I will sorta by that date, like sasa ile kusota yangu ya niko 0 by this date and I didn't make any money, I made money. So there has to be something else that I haven't realized ni nini. So I have to go, nikae niambie, by the way, no. Yeah, this is how you're supposed to do. If you want now to make a better progress in your life, evaluate how you're using your money.
So for me, in summary, Aki Olive, this is a really hard topic. I think I've not even said half of the things I need to say about money.
And we've gone past time, and there's still so much to be said.
So, money is a very serious issue. And one thing that also happens is your leisure. Do you take money to take your time? Like, you went to DNA last week. That's beautiful. Do you know I can't?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much money I have. It's very difficult for me. It's either because I don't have... sometimes I think it's because I don't have friends. Yeah. But sometimes I also feel like for me, it is the pain of spending. So anytime you see me somewhere, just know somebody paid for it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be paid for things, but it's almost
from your pocket.
Going to be a zero moment to find me somewhere like Masai Marati with my money. Where do I get where?
Yeah.
So that's a thing. Yeah. Even the way you spend your time, even the people you interact with will depend. Do you know your lack of money or presence of money will totally separate or differentiate the people you spend time with?
No, true.
That's true.
Yes.
True. People always say that money changed. No. Money does not change you. There's a quote I read somewhere.
Brought out who you
No, there's a quote somewhere that I read. It said, money doesn't change you.
Yes.
It changes the people around you.
Exactly. Yes.
Because you know what? It's very simple. Imagine the three of us are good, best of friends. Yeah. Sisi wote tumesota mbaya. Yes. We are united by our poverty.
And we are happy.
Hapo hivi. By our oshe stories. Lakini jana sikula, hata wewe unasema jana. Mimi juzi, dina nini. Mimi nilikula juzi. Afadhali wewe, mimi sijai kula tangu nizaliwe. So then something happens for you, Achen, right? You get, let's say you get a better job. Ama if you were jobless, you just get a job.
And now you're busy.
Kwanza, if we hang out every day, sasa kosa ni tricky. We are just seeing you maybe on Saturday. And Saturday, you have to really jikaza to come. Yeah. But now think about it this way. Unaanza kusema sasa, mimi, lunch, you've identified, maybe because you work somewhere around here, you fall in love with a restaurant around Upper Lavington that you really love. Their fish. Their fish, it is to die for. Unakuja kutuambia kuna place la fish.
Yes.
Tutakuwa tunakula hapo lunch.
Yes.
Unajua kwanza the first time you will bring us here, wewe msijali, I'll foot the bill, right?
Yeah.
The next time you're telling us, tuneni your place ya lunch, tutakusikia manze leo sitaweza because naanza kufeel ashamed. Sasa huja atakuwa anatulipia lunch every day. Now mimi sisi ndio tutaanza kuavoid. La vie. Kwanza naanza kupiga hesabu, where do I stay? Nitafike la vie, how am I going there? Umeona? Tuanza kuavoid. Meanwhile wewe, there's someone that you ate that fish with the first time. Pia ana walk to around hapa. You see? Yeye ndiye anakuuliza na wewe hatujakula fish. Now you start going, you see? That's how the people around you wanaanza kuchange. You start, if you like inakuwa tu we move out.
Na watu wajue si
maringo
imagine.
No,
it's just that money changes the kind of people
like,
interact with.
Hata wewe ukijikaza aje. Initially if we go to a place we used to eat when we were all broke, tulikuwa tu tuko sawa, but when you join us next time, anakuanga humble. Now it is humble. Now you're not just coming to eat.
Why is it that when rich people do certain things, people imagine these people are
like humble. If you love chapo and green grams, and you've identified a place that actually make the best chapos and green grams, and it just happened. You see, well, you're just there for the chapo and the nini. So but either someone is seeing your humbleness, ama mtu anajifanya. Atalipa chapo thao. Huyu naye anakuaga aje. You see? So, depending with who you're interacting with, either you are humble.
I live for sure.
You know?
Failure.
Yeah, failure.
How come you don't know how to ride a bike at that? Do you know I was triggered?
Yeah.
You know I was mad.
You thought everyone had a bike.
I'm like, you think if you had a bike?
Yeah.
I had a bike and I just didn't want to learn how to ride it. Huh? Do you know Olave, last year, I learned how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
That's how much you were triggered.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was pissed off. And then somebody asks you, how you don't know how to swim. Now the year before somebody asked me, you don't know how to swim.
I don't know how to swim.
I remember
I'm
you
like,
were
I
swimming.
I had to go get, and you see, it's
Yeah. It's yeah. So
I'm sorry.
small things.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Will give you a long history of who you are. And my parents couldn't buy me a bike. It's how Nairobian kids, they're like, oh, at a certain age we have a bike. You get to a certain age, you get another new bike.
Yeah.
Imagine Nairobians can't tell me anything.
Me, Nairobians
you
cannot.
didn't have grass and you didn't have water.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me anything.
You don't have clean water, you don't have good food. You can't tell me nothing. You see?
I know.
Away. You
So
have
let me
lifestyle
tell you.
diseases at the age of 15. Go away.
But the thing with me, I have the F you kind of attitude.
Yeah.
You tell me I don't know something. Trust me, that is how I get.
That's how you
to
go.
it.
Yeah.
Me. You want me? If you told me I don't like you because you can't hang out with me. Trust me, you'll find me hanging out there myself, eating the food you did.
Yeah.
Me, I
Like you
just
take it.
do-
You take it as a.
I take
So I
it
tell
as
you
as a
can't
challenge,
afford biryani.
oh my God, I'll go.
I tell you the next
I mean,
place for my
Diani,
trip.
when someone asks you, but how much do you spend to go to Diani? Like, hiyo hata hakuna haja huwezi afford. Hiyo.
Maybe
Hiyo
sasa
huwezi.
ndio hiyo, I will do
Siko
it.
ubaya, hakuna haja
I
nikupatia
will
pressure
do it.
for no
Oh,
reason.
yeah. Why are you talking to me like that?
Yeah, well,
You're talking to me like
You're
that
talking to
simply
me.
because I told
Yeah.
you I cannot swim.
Yeah, but-
Simply because I told you I cannot afford
Ride a
food
bike.
here.
But,
I will
it's
go
a-
ahead and
it's-
get money for that.
it's
But
a-
also you should know it comes from a point of scarcity. If
Yes,
you shame
yes,
people for not having.
yeah.
Exactly.
It shows you came from a poor place and now you
And you made it. And
you've
now
not even made it. Sometimes it's kidogo money.
Kidogo
that makes you
too.
keep
Yeah,
going.
What's the kidogo money is the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Forget
It's
about
not a
money,
lot.
money.
No.
There's the small money.
Yes.
The small money where you think other people are lazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Failures.
Yeah.
Other people are failures.
Like sometimes.
Other people didn't work as hard as
Yeah.
I for once met a person who said they no, and I was dating them and they said something like, you expect me to give you money and I also just worked as hard to get my degree and all that. And I'm like, no, I don't expect you to give me money. I'm just saying, if you're earning more, it would only be fair. To equalize us at a certain level, But you see, that statement also comes from a point of pain.
Yeah, it's true.
Pain and poverty. And so, however much money a person who grew up poor makes, their mentality will always be the people who didn't make it were lazy.
Yeah.
And do you know that
We all
feeds
have the
into
same
our
24
parents?
hours.
Yes.
Our parents hoarding money and not wanting to give it away to their children, even in old age.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you going to do with this
With
money?
the
at
money.
to do
80?
with this money?
If you die, people would rather go to court and fight over your money than you just
Than you
handing
just
money
saying
to your
and
kids
writing a will.
or property.
I told an ex of mine to write a will because he had children. He had children. I was like, okay, I like the South African accent. No, he has children. He has a child with a lady. That's a boy, and 2 children with. God, I don't want to date such people. Ole, can you slap me? I'm
Don't
failed.
you are a failure.
Failure.
But he was a nice person.
Yeah.
To be honest, he was a nice person. He used to treat his baby mamas very well. But the one thing that I felt was when he bought a car, he wanted to go see this baby mama urgently with this car. It's coming from a place of lack.
It's poverty.
Yeah.
It's giving poverty.
It's giving poverty vibes.
Yeah.
And he used to feel like people who maybe his relatives who are not at that level, this is lazy, just
Like
drinking and alcohol.
they're full of advices. When
They're
you,
full of unnecessary advice. And I've told people, please don't give advice
like
anyhow.
unnecessarily.
A lot of people don't want to be rich.
Yeah. Sometimes people are just comfortable.
Yes.
Every time I go home, if I find the guys that we went to school with, and for them they're not interested in living at Wendy's in the city or whatever.
Yeah.
Someone is married, they have the house, they have their land, they have their family. They're living a comfortable life, They have their own leisure, they have their own drinking place. And so when you're looking at them, this is someone who is content. They don't have the dreams that you're having. Most times we assume everyone wants what you have.
Ambitious.
Yeah,
everyone wants do ABC. Everyone wants
And
this.
then ambition has been set on the standard of city
people.
But not everyone wants to run.
The village have your own house. Have children.
Yes.
Children who will provide
for you when you're old.
You have a kitchen garden.
You have a kitchen garden.
You don't have food. You can
plant
sukuma wiki from the backyard.
And even now you find like people, especially those who are like the same age as us, or even in shags, they're even doing amazing things for their kids without even that expectation. Juicy, I wasn't drinking. I was hanging out with guys who were drinking busa.
You won't judge me.
You won't judge me. Okay, we were drinking busa.
It's
local brew.
Oh, but it's the local brew. Yeah. So you are a few guys there, and you know how when men are drinking, it's also a platform to brag. And so the guys one of the guys asked, na wewe watoto wako wamekula nyama mwisho siku gani? Because I'm feeling sorry for those kids. Then they get no, mimi I make sure in my house people have meat at least minimum 5 days a week. Minimum. Na hizo siku mbili ni hao wamenibega wameniambia wacha tu tukule, wacha tu itoshe. Tumekula. You will kill us with meat. Wacha tukule any other thing, you know. And the guys, but I was so happy that these guys were bragging about things that they were doing for their family. Umeona? Mimi saizi hapa niko hapa. My kid is going to form 1. Kila kitu ukienda kwa nyumba yangu saizi you'll think you know how Luas would like exaggerate stuff. Nyumba yangu saizi ni supermarket. Shopping imewekwa hapo, like ile shopping imepangwa hapo. Bibi karibu anataka kufungua mlango moja hivi, aanze kuuza hizo vitu. Na nimemwambia hizo ni shopping za mtoto form 1. Umeona hiyo mtoto akitaka asome, akitaka afungue shop shule, nimempatia capacity ya kufanya.
The idea that our parents thought that just buying
was enough. You see, and so I'm there thinking, listen, these are people, they are huko ushago. Sisi, if we are looking for them with our city eyes, we might see watu wanaishi maisha gani, but actually their kids are happy, they are happy, you see. And that's why you find, like, sisi we used to live in Mathare kitam when we were young. Let me tell you, that thing when you'll say you left your place, then you're like, wenyewe tunaishi poverty, tunaishi tunateseka. Mathare North pale, see, let me tell you, sisi tuko na great old TV, tuko na my dad amerent to single rooms, almost plot mzima. Nyinyi mko na hiyo yenyu vijana, mademo wako na yao hapa nini. So you only have like 2 other neighbors there because we've taken the whole nini.
You've taken the plotty.
You see, it's a plotty. See, they're single rooms. It's a plotty. Yes. So kuna main house. Yes. Tuko na dining in another house hapo nje. Sasa kuna nyumba sasa ya boys na kuna ya girls.
My father was a visionary.
You see? Who's rent?
I'm a rent 10 bedroom apartment.
Hao tu neighbors wawili karibu tuambie nyinyi.
Si Muhammad.
Nyinyi tu, I remember one of our neighbors called Mama Nyango. Mama Nyango alikuwa anaona hawa ni mataikuni. Alikuwa anaona haoni levels. And then I know, ngona nile tunajua miaga saizi watu usema tunaweza kuwa tuko pamoja lakini hatuko same. We are not the same levels to this thing. So you can see CC bread, we have the ability to say mimi I'm telling my parents, since I've missed the crust, I'm not going to school. Me, I want bread and electronics. So we were thinking, we have another neighbor pale. I'm a default rent. Hadi our landlord. That landlord, his name was Mbugwa. Mbugwa yenyewe amekuja ameng'oa mlango. Sasa this guy. Yeah. Do you think this guy moved? And he had a family. Do you think he moved? See, alieka curtain. Alieka curtain. If in anything, see the gate tuko imefungwa. Na hao neighbors hapa kwani tuko hao nini? I'm telling you. Sasa Mbugwa ameng'oa mlango ameenda. Akirudi, huyu sasa anamsalimia kwanza hapo. Mbugwa, uko poa? Sasa na mlango sasa unapeleka wapi? Unapeleka. Ilibidi Mbugwa arudishe tu mlango hiyo sasa. Na watu sasa we visited, maybe I don't know. I learned later, our parents were how our parents walikuwa nakataza msiende kwa neighbors. Now I've been thinking about it. they knew you'll discover things about your family. Useme sisi wenyewe we are poor because since we visited our cousins used to visit us. Our cousins used to visit us. Hapo Madhari. Sisi tukifikiria tuko same mnona. Hao wakikuja. We don't know where they live. But we are just assuming kwani si inaweza kuwa tu hajao tembelea but hao kuja kutu visit. Mimi shaka kuja tu visiting ya watu. Ai. Nasa watu mbona they're always coming. And wakikuja, you know how when you see when someone feels like enye mnateseka, they're just so mellow with you. Someone is your age, but like, oh, because you're like, I began becoming suspicious about these people. I am suspecting.
That's the planet is not
I'm suspecting, and then even them, they're smelling different. Maybe by then my childhood, the smell I associate my childhood ni Valon. Tulikuwa tunapaka Valon, like so. Maybe I'm telling you, we visited them. I do not know. We went to South B. Kwanza hiyo journey to South B.
That is
you can start to see the difference.
And South B.
That was really hard.
And South B. Uko like 90s, uko like 90s-ish, and even early 2000s. Mimi nakwambia tunaenda. Tuweza kuangalia mzae hivi na because the person going to visit ni cousin ya father sasa. Like tuweza kuangalia mzae unaweza kusema wait a minute.
This is the failure.
Wait a minute. Failure. Na tuja amerent.
Kuna dining.
Kuna dining. Tuna congregate wala jamaa. Sisi tunaenda kukula. Tunaenda ni dining. Let me tell you. These people living in a mansion. Tulifika hivi depression ile back then depression hatuko najua hata nini, but nakwambia it was a very sad moment. It was time to go back because umefika these are people wenye tulikuwa hata wakikuja kutu visit unacheza nao, you are very rough even with them, but suddenly unaanza kufeel either you talk to them unaanza kwa yes please yes really like
I didn't grow up in Nairobi.
Yeah.
We respected Nairobi until we came to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Those South B ones, by the way.
Yes.
South B is the standards you are setting.
I'm telling you. So that was the first time tukajiambia, okay, we are poor as a family. Sisi hizi manyumba umerent hapa hivi. This sisi hatuna mbele hatuna nyuma, we are going to Huruma Primary School. Hii ni shule gani hii? Even the name Huruma. Now the name is beginning to make sense. Like hii ni shida gani? But anyway, it was
to write a will. He said, why would I write a will? You want to kill me. Why don't Africans in particular write wills? It is important because the fighting after that,
sometimes it's even as sad as you can't just make sure your wife's name is on the papers as well, so that in case you die,
and
maybe
Africans are afraid of talking about death. There's this friend of mine who was saying, we have this house in somewhere. My mom should die but around 90. She's 76 right now. I feel like she won't die to 90. And then we'll have to sell that house and share the proceeds. And for a moment, I'm like,
you were talking about
we're saying
Tufiakwa.
Yeah. You will die first.
The sooner Africans talk about death.
Yeah.
Yes.
The sooner Africans talk about black tax. The sooner Africans talk about sina pesa, mami ana pesa.
Yeah.
We are going to change a lot of things because the fact that women are home and they always don't have money, they depend on the hubbies, then our economy is just where it is. The more women work to make money, but I'm not saying women don't work. Women don't work and it's not rewarded. They do work. They work, but it's not rewarded.
We need to start considering what
we need to start considering what work is to us.
Yeah.
We need to start considering what leisure is to us. We need to start considering what money means to us. And because when you don't make money, when you don't define money according to you, so somebody can say, oh, I have 50K, I'm good. Somebody will say, I have 1M, I'm good. Another person will have 0, like this friend of mine, and he's good.
Yeah.
You will have nothing, and you're good. So what does money mean to
What does
people?
money mean to you?
Yes, what does money mean to you? When exactly do you feel like you have money?
And why?
Why? Why do you feel that if you only have $1 million bob, then you have less money? Yeah.
True. Amazing. I think now maybe it's because we didn't grow up the generational wealth. Most Africans, you see, like most our grandparents, apart from the land, yenye ilikuwa tu iko hapo anyway. They didn't. There was nothing else really to give to the people. I feel maybe that's why wills were not really a thing. But now that culture it's seeped into us to the point where people are actually now making money. Yeah. They're creating wealth, but they're still just feeling, says andika will, because they start associating death with talking about death. It's like you're inviting it, you know. Yes. It's like writing a will. Yes, it's like I've given up. Mimi sasa nimeenda, you know. So, but it's true. People need to write wills. But most importantly,
what are they called, those insurances? For when you die, it takes care of your burial.
The last expense.
It's called last expense. I think things like those are very beautiful because when you see the situation, especially if you're not very moneyed, you see the situation around death and the family, now they're bereaved when they're left behind.
Yeah,
you're left so stripped of everything you have.
Yeah.
If you can, it would be really nice if you can take care of your own exit. It would be really nice that you're sustainable so that everyone around you is also thinking of how they can better themselves. It's not that you're looking at dependence here and there. Everywhere is how do I take care of this person?
And even now we can better each other while you're still alive, just to ease the burden. You find that there are people who are comfortable being the ones who are providers. Everyone is looking up to them. You know, that thing, mimi sasa ndio kusema hapa.
Those ones, I have an episode for that.
So
those ones are wild.
It's called what? The Messiah syndrome.
It's the Messiah syndrome.
There are people who are not okay if they're not being dependent.
You're not being dependent.
And when they lack, they're done.
They're done. You know, so I feel
our fathers probably mostly.
We should be able to.
They grew up at a time when men were supposed.
That's why when you work for an Indian.
Like right now, he's very upset. There's a cousin of mine. He's not very upset. He's registering disappointment. I would say he's upset about it, but he's giving a disappointed vibe. I mean, because my cousin organized a wedding and sent us a WhatsApp
invites
poster and told us the wedding is next month. He didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for anybody to bless him. He didn't ask for it. My dad is registering a huge
failure.
How could
you money for your
And I told my dad, you see, the reason people share wedding stories is because maybe they want help. Maybe this person does not need help. Maybe they want a venue. Maybe this person already booked a venue. And you see things, and my dad is even a bit disappointed by the fact that it was just sent on a WhatsApp group. And I'm telling him,
it's not an actual card.
Yes, I'm telling him, that is the way things work right now, because a lot of people don't have time. Things are designed, they're sent to you. Once you get it, I mean, just take it from there.
Yes.
He said, but other people were texted, were sent a text. Then I asked him, when is the last time you talked to this boy?
Yeah.
No. So why would you want him to consult you?
Yeah.
I mean, because, we just need to, this needs to be a family thing. I asked my brother, are you going to the wedding? I asked my brother, are you going to the wedding? I'm not, I don't think so. I'm like, you're in Nairobi, it's consulate here. Why are you not going? That people are just disgruntled.
Yeah.
And for me, it felt like we are coming from a point of, the Ubuntu spirit. And you see that Ubuntu spirit is a poverty thing.
Yeah.
Communalism.
Like if someone doesn't consult and ask,
like
it's like they don't care.
Me, either they disrespect me or they feel I don't have money. Siku hizi nani yako na pesa anafanya tu vitu kivyake. Why would you want to come and do them if you don't have money?
And the fact that your first interpretation is because
he has money.
That is your problem.
Shows where you're coming from.
I mean, like, have money.
And if you ask,
take your money away.
And
so
if you ask,
when people are talking,
and if you ask for money, wanasema na huyu naye. Kwani lazima afanye wedding? Kwani wedding ni kitu ya kufanya lazima mtu lazima
you can't win. And it's okay not to win.
It's okay.
There's a vibe.
There's
a vibe going around. I feel it. And I feel they should have been here.
I hope they get the episode. I feel like this is going to be a 2-part episode. But we're finally, I guess, done. There's so much to be said. I guess we can't say it all today. But I'm so glad. How did you guys like the first episode of season 4?
I love it.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing.
Thank you for coming. To your YouTube channel. So everything. I know everything.
I didn't know that. Guys, click the bell. Click the bell to get notifications. I did not know that people actually get. I did not know people click the bell. So
I think the other thing you need to talk about is, apart from this that we've covered, it's the dynamics that come with one person having a lot of money, another person not having a lot of money.
Is this in a relationship or in family?
In a relationship and even in
families.
You hear the Messiah thing, the Messiah syndrome thing. That's something we never talk about.
I think we've touched on multiple topics in this episode that should be put into like multiple other episodes that we'll also venture into. Hopefully you'll be back.
I'd love to. Beautiful.
Thank you, Belinda. Thank you, Mbanacho. Actually, your names are Mbambable.
It's been a beautiful experience. Thank you for inviting us.
All right, and that brings us to the end of In All Honesty podcast. My fabulous name is OLAVEORAWO, and until next week, bye.
Next on the In All Honesty podcast.
So recently, in the wake of multiple femicide cases in Kenya, next week we'll be taking a break here at In All Honesty podcast to basically do an episode, a special episode for End Femicide. And I will have hopefully 2 guests, a man and a lady, who will be able to just talk about basically feminism and also the masculine point of view when it comes to cases of femicide. And also, hopefully we can be able to just put out points of view that will be able to convince more people to get on the bandwagon for ending femicide, because it is sad and it is beyond us. And at this point, we are feeling almost helpless and exhausted and hopeless. And we hope that everyone can come on the side, because nothing warrants violence, nothing warrants death. And death is not a valid punishment for anything on the planet. And so much so not for women, and not innocent women who their only mistake was to exist. So next week we'll be talking about femicide. We will cover feminism and masculine point of view on femicide.
I'm not where I want to be, but I'm in what was once a dream. So if I do some quick math, the future equals a dream come true. Since 1992, In All Honesty, a podcast by OLAVEORAWO.